Today we're going to be ranking and redesigning the Guernseys and logos of 8 local footy teams from around Australia that have been chosen at random by an AI. Who knows, maybe your team might make an appearance. Our first team from New South Wales is the Coffs Harbour Breakers. This logo doesn't work for me at all. I like the idea of incorporating the wave into the logo, but the whole thing looks very dated, so it's probably time for a redesign. I like the idea of their Guernsey, obviously based on the old Gold Coast wave design, a great jumper that if the Suns aren't going to use it, these guys might as well. My two problems with this jumper are I think you can change around the colours to look better. Teal can be a great colour, but you have to use it sparingly. An entirely teal kit with a grey wave doesn't look great. The other problem is I hate big sponsors in the middle of the jumper. Either have a logo or monogram like the Suns had, or just let the wave be the design on its own. Overall, I'd put Coffs Harbour in the OK tier. A few tweaks here and there and they could move up to the good tier though. For Victoria, we have the Ballarat Swans. Their logo is absolutely terrible. It's very dated, and that's also just the most screwed up looking swan I've ever seen. Their jumper's not bad. The white front, red back combo is interesting, but it would probably be a bit of a clash nightmare at times. But the problem I have is that this is just basically a South Melbourne jumper. There's nothing really unique about it, so overall I put Ballarat in the boring tier. If I were to redesign their Guernseys, I'd do something similar to the redesign I did for the Roosters in the SANFL video. Replace the rooster with a swan, and that way you still have the idea of a V Guernsey, but you still have a unique element. Up to Queensland next, and we have the Toowoomba Tigers. Firstly, that's just a cool name, and their logo I really like. It could be modernised a little bit, but it's still good as is. Something that really annoys me is when a local footy team copies a logo or a Guernsey or even an entire identity from an AFL side. So I can appreciate that this team has at least added the Tiger's head to the jumper, so it's not just a blatant copy of Richmond. But with a logo this good, you could make a really cool Guernsey design rather than be the 500th team with a yellow and black sash. Overall, I'd put Toowoomba in the OK tier. To South Australia next, and we've got the Central Whyalla Roosters. Their logo is really dated and could use an upgrade, and I'm not a fan of their Guernseys. Having a monogram jumper is fine, but this is just a recolored 2000s Carlton jumper. If you're going to have a monogram, create your own design. Don't just copy and paste from an AFL team. The Roosters end up in the red tier. Next we head to Tassie and the Devonport Magpies. I'm a big fan of their logo. It's obviously Collingwood or Port Adelaide SANFL inspired, but it's still its own unique design and feels very modern. Their Guernseys on the other hand are just dull. Their identity is already too close to Collingwood, so having the black and white stripes is a step too far. But the unique logo combined with a unique Guernsey design would be enough to set them apart. That can be as simple as replacing the middle stripe with a monogram, or if you're going to copy Collingwood, then at least go for the awesome jumper they don't wear anymore in the swooping magpie. Devonport end up in the OK tier purely because of their logo. To the ACT next, and Tuggeranong Valley. I don't like their logo. It's just not really anything. If you saw this logo without the name, you'd have no idea whether this is a sports team or a finance company or what. But their Guernseys on the other hand are top notch. Obviously very Fitzroy inspired, but the yoke combined with the monogram gives them a unique look that's not just an exact copy of Fitzroy's old jumpers. I'll put this team in the good tier because their Guernseys are really great. They really do need to fix that logo though. To the Northern Territory next, and the Catherine Camels. I do appreciate a unique identity. I've never heard of a team called the Camels before. I think their logo is good. It does feel very modern, which we like. Their Guernseys aren't great. For whatever reason, they've added an almost lime green to their jumpers. Look, black and green Guernseys could look great, but this team's colours should be black and orange. Then you can either keep the two-stripe design, but just incorporate the camel a bit better, or just go for the GWS outline style, which the Camels actually have training jumpers with this design, and it looks great. The Camels go into the OK tier, but like so many of these teams, they could easily make a few tweaks and go up to the green tier. For WA, we have the Canning Vale Cougars. I love their junior footy club logo. It's an almost perfect modern sports logo, although their cougar does look a little bit like a ferret or something. Their jumpers look good, but are just another boring V Guernsey. You've got a cool identity and a cool logo, so do something interesting with it on the jumper. Another team that goes into the OK tier but could easily be up the top with a better jumper. Let me know other local footy teams you'd like to see me rank and redesign in the comments below.